I guarantee you're making this Social Security mistake. Guarantee. And when I show you how to avoid making this mistake, maybe you'll have a little bit more confidence in Social Security. All right, so let's. My man Ron has sent me this email. He said, "Hey Josh, I posted your video on Choose FI on I guess a Facebook page, which I can't access unfortunately because I'm not a member and I don't plan on joining. But my video was you can retire on Social Security alone." So Ron posted there. He goes, "Amazing to see the comments poking holes and stuff. You're going to live in poverty, all the while not getting the major point. That is not so bleak that you can never retire. You showed how a couple can do it on Social Security alone. In fact, I wrote a book on that, which you should buy. If you haven't, it's called You Can Retire on Social Security. Because you can!" Anyway, so so a lot of comments were saying, no. All right. And so I said, hey, what's the link? And I couldn't get on there because I'd like to see some of the emails. I know what they are. All right. So I'd like to see what the comments are, but I'm not. I'm done with Facebook. They can kiss my butt. Probably hurts my career from a financial planning perspective because lots of retirees are on Facebook. That is, or soon to be retirees. That's their target audience anymore. But I just can't do it, man. I like YouTube and Rumble. Anyway. All right, so what if most people make the mistake? We'll just take old Josh when I was 47 years old for simplicity. All right, we're gonna say I had $100,000 in my 401k. I'm adding now 5,000 a year just for simplicity. So we're gonna take our trusty calculator. $100,000 is my present value. I'm making a $5,000 per year payment. We'll say I got 6% rate of return. We're gonna do it for 20 years. So my future value, let's just make sure I got that right. Yep, 5,000. Oops, 5,000 is my payment. 100,000 is my present value. What do we say? 20 years, and I'm getting a 6% rate of return. I'd have $515,000 by the time I hit 67. There's a reason I'm using 67. All right, so times that by 5%. I would get $25,000 a year if I took a 5% distribution rate, or about $2,100 a month. All right, so everybody with me so far? And that's the size at 47. All right, so 47. Start with $100,000. It grows to 515 at 6% rate of return, which equals we'll just say 26,000 a year distribution. All right. Bear with me so far. What if I was 40 years old? We'll just use that for example. So 40, that'd be 27 years of growth. My future value would be 819 times that by 0.05. Oops, hold on a second. 8 times 0.05. 8 times 0.05. That's a $41,000 distribution each and every year. 41,000 I could take at 5% and leave money to my heirs. All right. 41,000, divide that by 2, and that's by 12, 41,000, divide that by 12, that's 34.16 a month. All right, with only putting in 5,000 a year over 20 odd years and only getting 6% rate of return. All right, well that blows away Social Security because if I look at my Social Security statement, it says, well, let's just look at a practice statement here, shall we? So here's Wanda Worker, her Social Security statement from last year. It says her payment would be about $2,042 a month. That's horrible! Look! Oh my goodness, it's only $2,000 a month. I can't live off that. All right, there it is. It says right there on the front page. And this is the older statements. The newer statements are going to say the same thing, but it's just paid some different way. All right, Wanda was born in 1981, so she was born 11 years after me, so she's 40 years old. All right, 40 years old. She says making about $55,000 a year, and her benefits only going to be $2,042 a month. Interesting. So we say, look at that, man. I'm getting robbed. I'm only going to get $2,000 a month from Social Security, and I'm paying it's actually 6.2, and my company's paying 6.2. So 12.4% of my income that I could have is going to Social Security. It's only going to pay me $2,000 a month. Whereas if I was 47 today, well, she's 41. So basically, if I had 100,000, I mean, hell, we can even start with zero as a present value. 5,000 a month, a year payment. All right, zero is our present value. And we're going to work for another 27 years, and we're going to have 6% rate of return. We'll still have $337,000 by the time I'm 67. Times 0.05, That's $16,000. So just literally, I will have, with nothing today, just put $5,000 away at 6%. I would have basically $17,000 a year of income, whereas Wanda Worker is only going to get $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year, but I'm putting 12.4% in each and every year between now and then. And so what people do is they say, well, if I put 12.4% in, so I'm basically my salary, so 55,000 times 12, that's $6,800 between my employer and me. So we'll say 6,820 is our payment, is zero present value, 27 years, 6% is the interest. We'd have $460,000 times 0.05. That's $23,000 a year right there. If I just had access to my own money. That's what we'll say. Now, if we say, okay, what if we got 7% rate of return? That's $543,000 times by 0.05. Oops, I keep doing that, times 0.05. Yeah. That's $37,000 a month, a year, more than $3,000. A 50% increase if I just had access to my own money. That's what they'll say. And they're wrong. And here's why. 2042 if you retire at your full retirement age. And the benefit is based on what? It's based on you have if at your current earnings, if you continue to work until you're 67. There it is. $2,000 a month. Huh. So I'm getting screwed in Social Security, right? Because that's a mistake you're making. I guarantee these other people are making too. No, you're not, because this doesn't take into consideration cost of living. So you're giving yourself a certain rate of return on your investments, but you're not giving yourself a certain rate of return on Social Security. As you can see, in the high inflation years, the COLAs were 8, 6, 6, 6, and 10, 14, 12, 7, 3.5. In the low inflation years, it's 0.32, 3, 1, 1, 6, 6. I mean, so there's a cost of living adjustment. What does Social Security assume the COLAs will be? 2.4. All right, so what we got to do is we got to take Wanda Worker's statement at 2,042 a month and increase that by 2.4. Now it's going to get even better than that. I'm just telling you right now. So that's our present value, 2,042 is our present value. All right, we're going to do 2.4% is our cost of living. We're going to do it for 27 years. We're not going to make any payments. So that 2,042 becomes immediately $3,800 right there at 2.4% cost of living. Let's just do it again to make sure. 2,042 is our present value. 2.4% is our cost of living adjustment. 27 years. We're not putting any money in. Right there. I mean, and that's just cost of living adjustments, man, at 2.4%, which is what the Social Security Administration projects over the trustees projects over the next, basically for as far as I can see, until 2092 or something like that. All right, so you're not using that, and if you were to use it, you'd say, whoa, this is a whole different ballgame. Well, but it gets even better. All right, hang tight. What we're going to look at. Wanda is actually increasing her benefit not by the cost of living, but actually by the AWI. And the AWI is significantly higher than Social Security cost of living adjustment. So until she's, I think it's 60, she gets the AWI, not the COLAs. And you can see, look, 3.5, 3.5, 3.37, 3.75, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 1, 1, 3, 3. So the cost of living adjustment, my friends, 4, 6, 4, 3.6, 4.64 has been about, I'm not going to find a spreadsheet, I don't feel like doing it, but the AWI has been significantly higher throughout history than the COLA. And so again, Wanda Worker is getting significantly higher on AWI than she is even on COLA. And I already showed you with a COLA, cost of living, her benefit is not going to be $2,000 a month, it's going to be almost $4,000 a month. If she makes the same amount of money and works until she's 67, her benefit will be basically double what the Social Security Administration is showing her. And I guarantee you're making that, because I made that same mistake too. Everybody does. And it's horrific because people discount Social Security. I'm like, at the end of the day, with cost of living adjustments, which are significantly below even the 6 to 7% rate of return I was giving you on your investment portfolio, which isn't guaranteed, and COLAs aren't guaranteed either, but Social Security is a COLA adjusted benefit. Look at just price an annuity with a cost of living adjustment versus Social Security. The annuity is way more expensive because it doesn't have the taxpayer to back it. Anyways, and this is what happens all the time. People say, "Oh my goodness, I'm only getting 2,000 a month in Social Security. Just with bare, investment returns, I can get more than that when I'm 67." Like, yeah, because you got to keep putting money in until you're 67. You're not giving Social Security the benefit of the COLA, the cost of living adjustments, inflation, but you are giving your portfolio that. You're not comparing apples to apples. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. I don't get why people discount Social Security. I mean, I get it; they're ignorant of it. I mean, I was too at one point. And then just like I think there was a YouTube video. The guy said, I saw like 2013. I was like, oh, huh. Maybe it's 2000. I can't remember. I came across something now 15 years, 10 years ago, or something like that. I knew that, yeah, but probably, I can't remember when I came across it. And then there's a YouTube video, some guy did it too. And I said, oh, yeah, man, that's a good way. And that's when I started thinking, I need to do these YouTube videos because there's a lot of disinformation out there. Anyway, hope this helps. You get my book if you don't believe me. You're not going to be broke. I mean, you could be, but the way to assure you're not broke is to have no freaking debt, man. And if you have no debt and you're living on, the equivalent of 3,000 a month in Social Security, yeah, you might not be living large, but that's not being broke. All right. What are your thoughts? We'll see you.